Here she is. The lady who'll solve our Easter egg problem. She'll take 2 dozen at least.
If it were hot cross sponge, you'd be talking. Listen, I'll be calling for brown cakes, kid. 2 salads. Hey, what time do you make it?
By my quotes computerised ever wrong...
8:20.
Whatever happened to grandfather clocks?
Hey, I could have had another 10 minutes, kid. Do you know how I feel, Jacob, me?
Hey, up!
Oh, well, Dogden laid that. She sits on that chair and clucks away.
Do you know, it upsets me being so early, you know. I feel a right creep me if I'm clocking in before 8:30. You feel a fool to yourself, don't you? Mind you, now this new woman's running things.
I thought Ivy Tillsy were running things.
No, hey, that were only a rumour.
Who is this new woman, anyway?
Her name's Stringer.
Oh, what's she like? Is she all for the management, I bet?
She heckers like it. She's a right little cracker. She couldn't be any better for us downtrodden wage slaves if she were Bessie Braddock herself, I'll tell you.
Oh, what's Baldwin doing hiding a girl like that?
Oh, he's that flaming mad that he don't know what he's doing.
2 cheese now, love, about 1 o'clock. Oi, Princess Grace is 25 past, you know.
Look at the typhoon, kid. Hey, why don't you order new girl a pound cake? Keep well in life, you know. See you, love.
Morning, boss. Just the fella I want to see. Get your coat off, mate, and give us a hand sorting this lot out.
Oh, I'm not here today. I'm in Liverpool.
What do you mean you're not here? There's a fiver in it for you.
Well, I've got 30 coming anyway from Belshaw's for them drains.
5 crispy ones in your fist.
Nah, you're all right. I'll make do with the 30. I want to go to Liverpool anyway, see a few old mates, you know.
It's a doddle. There's only these 5 rads here. They're not in bad nick. They just want painting up, that's all.
Oh, I don't think my stomach could stand painting.
And then sort all the good stuff out of here, will you? You know, elbows, bends, things like that, and salvage them.
I feel like diving for pearls in the cut looking for good stuff among this
You
junk.
what? I paid a big hammer merchant 10 quid for that lot. A touch of the old wire brush, liquor paint, they won't know it from new.
Pinnock, you'd be buying old tea bags next.
Oh, look, Eddie, just give us a hand sorting that lot out, will you? I've got a load of paperwork in there that won't wait. And I promised Rita I'd start on the central heating today, you know.
Does she know it's going to be a botch job?
There's nothing botchy about it, mate. You won't know it from new once it's in. Look, 5 in your hand, you'll be finished at 3 o'clock. And I tell you what, I'll give you 10 for every day you spend up at the house with me.
Ah, all right then. But I'll have to go and get changed. Hey, and I want gallons of tea, because that stuff don't have to get on my sinuses.
Like you're beginning to get on mine.
Hey, and I want that 30 from Belshaw's.
Hello, Belshaw's, Fairclough here. Hello, Horace. You know that job we did for you? Yeah, the drains, yeah. Did you get the bill?
Walk past the rack there. Got a clock card inside. I'm not getting rid of them, eh? It's going the same way as the filing system did yesterday, is it?
Now, come on. The filing system's been slightly amended.
The filing system, apart from not being able to find anything, I must admit, has improved. When it comes to scrapping the clock card, no.
I'm going to stand there with a whip.
Now, listen, don't overdo it. You've been working very well up to now. But when it comes to this, I have to say, slacken off on the new broom routine, all right?
You mean you don't do a timekeeping check as a matter of course?
Well, I must admit, things have been slipping a bit lately.
My predecessor, when she wasn't doing her toenails, I found this in the stock cards. Mrs. Tanner never did a timekeeping assessment.
Mrs. Tanner found it very difficult to get here on time herself.
But you never bothered.
Well, I went out there and raised hell a couple of times.
Give them a bit of what they call sacking talk.
Sacking talk's necessary sometimes, don't you agree? Do you think there is a couple out there who can get rid of?
There is spare capacity.
Oh, who's the favourite?
We can't go on 1 week.
Yeah, I know, but if there were 1 or 2 of them slacking, you wouldn't protect them, would you?
I'd use proper procedure. I'd give them a verbal warning, then a written warning, and if things didn't improve...
Then you tell me, and I'll give them the shove.
Well, after a word with the steward.
You get the unions.
Well, these things have to be watertight. Unless you like facing tribunals, getting branded.
I already am branded, darling. Ruthless. Can't you see the pound signs in my eyes?
Fair enough. But I still believe in consultation.
Now, hang on a minute, Paul, just a second. Your area of responsibility is much wider than Mrs. Tanner's. You're looking after the place when I'm not here. And to some extent, even when I am here. I want to know what makes you tick. So set up a regular working lunch, will you?
Sure. But I'll need notice. I mean, I do tend to tuck myself away in some corner with a cheese sarnie and a good book.
It's a bear climbing up a tree. You see, there's the tree, and there's his paws. See? It's good, isn't it?
Hey, don't stop him, for heaven's sake. It'll take an hour to get him back to work.
Have you gone in for scrap metal or something?
No, it's just a few odds and bobs we've got that might come in handy, you know.
I mean, you wouldn't pass this lot off as new to some unsuspecting client, would you?
Oh, we wouldn't do that, would we, boss? No, this is strictly trade, this.
Yeah, mind your clothes on that wet paint there, love. What's up any road?
No, I've done all the housework. Because you never turned up to start, did you?
Hey, you can get your overalls and give me a hand. You can be my apprentice.
Hey, do you fancy doing some paperwork? How are you fixed on the typewriter?
You may not have noticed, Fergus, but I'm all togged up.
Well, if it's a lift you want, I would, but I'm up to my eyes in it.
Well, far be it from me to stop progress.
Do you want to quit or two?
Well, I've got my checkbook, but I'm short for bus and things like that, you
Come in the
know.
office, then.
Shall I see you in the Rovers? About 1 o'clock?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Don't go mad.
I won't. Ah. If you had a little cap, I'd drop tuppence in it.
Lost him in the war, missus. Catch the camp. Got him chopped off for licking Eccles cakes.
Daft.
Ta-ra.
Ta-ra, love.
Hey, did you have any luck with bounce yours when you rang them?
No, I flipping didn't.
Well, couldn't you pay me out of what you've got?
Out of what I've got. I've hardly got enough for a bevy at dinner.
Hey, it's nice, isn't it? Instead of rushing about like we normally do.
What, eating Astonis and dreaming of Benidorm?
But it's a big saving, isn't it? I mean, when you think how much we could spend.
You're telling me, kids, you can get rid of a fortune in that chipper, you know.
Yeah, not to mention Rovers.
What price does she charge us? Hey, we shall have to save us money, you know, if we're going to Spain.
Hey, I was actually surprised at our Jack, though, you know. I said, hey, how do you fancy a foursome, you know, for the summer like? And he said, well, he didn't knock me back. Mind you, you're a bit suspicious, kid. Mind you, he didn't use that word at the time. I said, you can knock that out. I said, it's an holiday with Ivy and Bert, you know, in Spain. I said, it's not a wife-swapping job.
I hope you told him that once we book, kid, there's no backing out.
Oh, aye. Hey, Pauline's sat over there, kid, reading a book. Do you think we should ask her to...
Isn't it she wants to come? I reckon she will.
She's probably studying or something, you know.
How to squeeze bosses, I'll bet.
More like Baldwin learning how to squeeze her.
Anyone see Miss Stringer?
Yes, she's...
I think she's gone for a day, Mr. Baldwin, you know.
Oh, did she say where?
No, she didn't, but this bloke came in for it.
What bloke?
Comrade Son, I don't know what we called him.
Oh, yeah, did he say his name was Scargill?
No, but hey, he walked in here and he said, nationalise everything, nationalise everything.
Yeah, well, all right, just watch the crumbs, will you? I don't want mice in the machine.
Are you trying to tell us that we can't have us bagging in
I'm
here?
just saying, watch the crumbs.
Well, provide us with a rest room, then.
Suddenly, everyone's having picnics in here.
He's an ignorant pig, him, isn't he? I mean, he does you down like he's done me, and then... I'll tell you what, I am going to use that Pauline Stringer while she's here. Because as far as I'm concerned, we need somebody in that office to help us to get to grips with things.
Hey, Eddie, have you seen Len?
He's up at your house.
Hey, are you going to stop and have a drink with me, gorgeous?
No, thanks. Better get back, see what he's doing.
Did you get something nice?
Oh, Betty, the spring stuff's fabulous this year. I've got a little knockout to do. See you later.
Hey, does she look well since her and Len got themselves settled?
Aye, spending his losses, eh?
Losses? Fair, Clough. I wish I were a friend behind him.
Yeah, he won't part with it, though, will he?
Ah, well, you don't get rich that way, love.
Even that sense of eating of his is going to be second-hand, you know.
Well, Rita said that it was all going to be new.
You're joking. The only thing new about that sense of eating is going to be the steam.
Hello, love. What can I get for you?
Half a bitter, please.
Is the centre as posh inside as it is outside?
Oh, it won't look too bad when it's decorated.
Has it been passed? I mean, has Mrs. Sharples pronounced?
Well, I suppose we're getting her comments next week when she's back and when it's finished. But until then, she's safely tucked away in St. Anne's, thank the Lord.
Been like holiday for you.
What? You should have gone through the performance I had trying to find her a bed.
Did you what Mrs. Walker said yesterday about the centre? Should be pulled down and trees should be planted. Mind you, I mean, she thinks that everywhere bar Kendall Mill should be pulled down in favour of trees.
Yeah, well, ask her how many pints she could sell to your average squirrel.
Hello, Mrs. Sharples. How do you like your improvements?
I'd like them a lot better if I could get in.
Well, you've got a new door.
Everything's new, bar my key.
Oh, I used to be a dab hand with a hairpin at one time.
No, but a bit of a miser.
Have you not?
Now, what's the use of me knocking? This is my home, and I'm standing here on the street like Pippi.
Well, the painters are in. I think I saw them this morning.
The painters? Working? Do you mean they're not finished?
Well, I don't think so, no.
I shall have to see Alf Roberts about this. I've seen some muck-ups in my time, Alf Roberts.
It's not to do with me. £1/2 did you say, love?
Yes. I sent a postcard to Albert Tafflot saying I was coming home. And I mean home, such as it is. I didn't mean I was going to sleep in the street.
Look, is this going to be a long do or what?
Well, surely Ken has got a key.
Now, what good's a key?
Well, you could get in.
Get in and catch painter's colic.
Well, you ought to ask Ken.
Oh, I make now for traipsing round asking folk.
Look, can I get served, or shall we both go round and duff him up?
It's now to laugh at.
Not to do with me. Social Services Department. Best back, love.
Yes.
How was town?
Oh, all right. Had a very nice walk round, bought myself a new outfit, had a coffee, and a fella winked at me in Woolworth.
Oh, freedom.
Okay.
Albert?
What are you doing here?
I'm poking the fire.
Well, leave the flaming thing alone.
He wants some coal on.
Look, coal costs money. You have the blooming chimney on fire. What are you after anyway?
Me, I'm after lodgings.
Last firm I was at, you know, Aspinall's, they'd no proper wage structure.
Well, they had to pay good money.
Well, it varied, didn't it? I mean, you'd have a machinist sat here getting 10p an hour over the odds and some poor kid at the end of the row struggling along on the basic.
Hey, that's not honest. It all creates bother, that.
Dead right. As soon as I was made up, I had it stopped.
Did they all have to go back on basic?
Could I have faced me old fella? I had top rate applied.
What, across board?
No danger.
Hey, shove up, yo. Sit yourself down there, Flower.
Well, I don't want to get too settled.
You're all right. We get a whistle-front girl at end machine if his nibs comes on.
Catch. Hey, never mind his nib. She's entitled, isn't she, same as us?
Hey, let him out and I'll be in that office.
You shop steward, are you?
That's right.
There's only her says so.
I was steward at 17. I had Aspinall shell-shocked. It were a big turning point in my life when they said, look, come on, change sides.
Hey, well, you'll take the money, love. Nobody blames you.
Mind you, at Aspinall's it were a big switch. The main thing was they wouldn't wear sloppy work, you see. Now, I pressured them on rates. Fair enough, I had to be hard when it came to quality control.
Yeah.
I mean, for instance, if I'd have passed finishing like that, I'd have been for the job.
Well, it's where stuff's cut, isn't it? Hey, I put zips in, kid. My God, there must have been some sides. Oh, there must have.
Miss Stringer, have you got a minute?
Hey, do you think we've got her into trouble?
She's all right. If she wants backing, you know, serious.
She's not going to reign long.
Sure, it's okay to be on good terms. I make it a policy. It's knowing where to draw the line, isn't it? It's one thing in the boozer and another out there. Didn't take you on to be Miss Popularity.
You took me on to run things. So tell me something. Am I supposed to pass that?
Yeah, that's okay, yeah.
Fair enough. I'll keep it then, as a sort of standard. Anything else?
No.
Are you sure there's no more in there you can salvage?
No, I've finished that job, boss.
What do you call that? There's a flaming good tea-piece there.
Joe, you should be driving off the pier head like the Gannets.
You haven't wasted paint on the backs, have you?
I haven't wasted any paint at all. I even put the zips back in the tin.
What's that?
Oh, that's me logo. You know, like out on the docks, you know, they have like a wine glass to show you which way up it goes. Well, that's to show you which way the backs are. Only the backs are very like the fronts, you see.
You don't have to paint the backs, you crate egg. Come here. I won't ask you to sign for it.
£5? What about Belshaw's?
Look, I've been on to Belshaw's. There's nothing doing, is there?
Well, it's no good to me grafting if I'm getting nothing for it, is it?
I've done everything I can. I've been on the blower. I've written to them. Was I in the boozer at dinner time? No, I was in here, wasn't I?
Well, what about going round face to face, show them a bit of the old knuckle, you know?
Hi. Hey, I've just seen your Rita. Shouldn't you be at home putting pipes in?
Oh, well. Have you seen a sack anywhere, Eddie? I've got a sack to put those in.
Listen, before you rush off, there's them accounts you wanted and that council estimate. So if there's any more stuff you want doing.
No, well, there's no big at the moment. I tell you what you can do, though. You can do a note for Eddie.
A note? My God, I'll crap under the pressure.
Yeah, find Belshaw's account, will you? Do him a demand note. Pay bearer on demand. You feel like being your own boss, do you? All right, if you think going round there will do any good, get round there, then. There's your secretary. It's on the house. I'll leave you to it.
Right. I'll do this one for free, sort of our introductory offer, but any future correspondence will be charged at the usual rate. When you're ready, Mr. Yates.
Oh, yeah. Right. Messrs. Belshore and Company. TSA. No, hang about. TSA or Scrooge?
Why didn't you show me this, Uncle Albert?
You'd never come this morning.
It was posted 3 days since.
Look, I was in the house when the post came.
Oh, well, it might have been yesterday. Anyhow, you keep bobbing in and out. If I say out, you snap me head off.
Yeah, but, I mean, you must have known it was fairly important.
I'll tell that one next week.
Tell you, he's always a week behind other folk.
Anyhow, it's been at sideboard, dear. Of course, you wouldn't see it. Every time you come in, you've got your nose in some report or other.
OK, it's unfortunate, but it is our fault. So the least we can do is put Mrs. Sharples up for a night or two.
Oh, she won't clean sheets. She won't like our sheets.
I shall need clean sheets and all, and what's more, I want them airing as well.
Right, well, there's some in the big drawer in my room.
Yes, well, let me find that scuttle and get that fire stoked up properly.
Hey, I should have that room like a room in furnish.
Well, it's no good moaning about it now, is it? I mean, why didn't you show me this?
Oh, my nose has got the three-foot sofa.
Well, I'll toss you for it.
Oh, don't bother. It's all right by me if you want it.
See Elsie Tanner that worked here before you? She couldn't talk to the boss. I mean, she'd crack a gag with him and he'd try his hand, but when it come to a dialogue, she would think it's two planks.
I gather.
I mean, you go to her and say, the girls are unhappy, and she makes some dirty crack about the love life. I think she thought that were all bigger on the mind.
Are the girls unhappy?
Well, not stressing it too much, but there is unrest. Muttering, you know, no pipe music, safety clothing not provided, shoes, overalls, that sort of thing. Oh, and no restroom now, that is a big mug. Hey, and one wash basin, for heaven's sake.
Stirring it up, is she? My favourite shop steward.
Night, Miss Baldwin.
Night, Ivy. Not coming to any sort of agreement or anything like that with her, are you?
I was listening.
Oh, she's a good worker. Bit on the bolshy side, you know, which has to be watched. Sometimes knocked on the head, but never, repeat, never encouraged.
My job to listen.
Exactly. But not to support. There'll be no working class solidarity at your level.
I appreciate that. Matter of fact, I find working class solidarity a bit of a trap.
Do you mean that?
Why shouldn't I?
Just a couple of things I'd heard about you, that's all. You know, your father, for instance.
Yeah, my dad's a Bolshevik old beggar. But this isn't Russia. And what does being a Bolshevik get you in this country? Pipe music, safety clothing, restrooms.
That what she was on about,
They
Ivy?
were mentioned. She is the official shop steward. Hello. Garment Workers Union. Joe Chalmers, please. The area organiser. I used to be one of his stewards myself. Now, if she is going to start pressurising, there's one or two things we should check.
I can't think what's happened to Fred. No, it's more than an hour since he went.
Went where?
Gents want it. I'll tell you what, I'll nip and see where he is. He might just have got stuck.
I mean, it's not more than 5 minutes walk away at the most. No, Jubilee Terrace, or it's not but a cockstride.
Mind you, from what I know of that woman...
What woman? Well, it's this woman that comes in here when she wants to down a few drinks without the neighbours finding out. Anyway, I mean, she was in here last night. 3 double vodkas she had, and then she dashed off home, leaving a purse on the bar. Oh, the 20 quid in it.
And she sent Fred round?
Yeah.
Well, he'll be halfway to Blackpool by now, won't he, Fred? What, 20 quid in his hand?
Might be getting his rewards.
Hey, Jubilee Terrace, hang on a minute. Hey, Len, Jubilee Terrace, it's near the Flying Horse, that, isn't it?
What? You pass it?
Give over. Listen, I bet Fred hasn't passed it. It gets very lively in there nowadays, I've heard.
Have you got a barber shop quartet in there, I believe?
True. All them blokes from that cafe go there every night. Chuck the money over the bar, they do.
Yes, well, blows from the cafe could prove a very unmixed blessing. Not just one for his own, Mr. Johnson, for instance, but a clutch of lorry drivers and the like.
A clutch of lorry drivers, eh? That's a good one, that, isn't it? You know what I mean? Clutch, bum.
Oh, yeah, just shoot him like a guy out of the
All the village screams, ho, 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 ho. Come to me, all your dreams of love it.
And where have you been since 7 o'clock?
Oh, she weren't there, Mrs. Walker, so I had to wait. I've loved you as I love you.
There's a good do down the Flying Horse, Fred.
Oh, rubbish, mate, rubbish. There's 4 fellas there doing a barber shop routine. No idea. If it came to a contest, I could get 4 off the street.
Oh, Ivy, can I have a word with you?
We couldn't get 4 here. What were you thinking, anyway?
You've been found out, do you know that?
Found out?
Yeah, all these strokes you've been pulling over the years, you know, whistle in one hand, shop steward hat on.
It's not get you.
Not official, is it? You are not on the union books as a steward.
What's told you that?
My biggest mistake, Pauline Stringer.
Well, it makes no odds, does it, as long as girls back me?
Ah, but the girls only back you because they think you're official.
Well, I'll get made official.
Before you get made official, darling, there has to be an election.
The build-up to the factory shop stewards election begins in tomorrow's programme at 6:30, while in a few moments on Granada Plus, Loftus makes a serious error of judgment in Doctor in Charge.